All right, this left side of the brain, like I promised, I was going to do another video today. And what I want to talk about is the science behind women. The science behind women. And this video is directed to the men primarily, but anybody can listen, anybody can comment, and anybody can say whatever they feel. But one thing I noticed is that females exemplify more of the nature of cold-heartedness and more of the nature of being a human prison ball. I'll repeat, because I have my hand over my mouth. Women exemplify more of the nature of being cold-hearted and more of the nature of being a human prison bar. Why do I say this? Now, let's just take what I'm saying right now, for instance. Let's just say I was in a classroom setting at a college, at a university, and there were men and females in the classroom. And let's just say we was having a discussion about the science of women, what I'm speaking about right now. And let's just say I said the opening statement in this video inside of that classroom setting. What would happen? Immediately, I'm gonna tell you what would happen. The response in the classroom would be 99% of the females in the classroom would turn against me, and 99% of the men in the classroom would turn against me. And let me elaborate more on why I say that females are more cold-hearted and possess more of the nature of a human prison bar. Okay? And after I complete this video, imagine I said everything in this video, because y'all know what I'm about to say. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be controversial, because it's the truth. The truth is always controversial, especially in a world where we are outnumbered. It's always going to be controversial. So let's fast forward and pretend I already did this video, and all the things that I'm going to say in this video, for the sake of the example, let's just pretend I said all of those things in a classroom setting. What would happen in that classroom setting? Well, 99.9% of all of the females would turn against me, and 99.9% of all the males in the classroom would turn against me. And most likely they would call me a male chauvinist. They would say I'm a bigot. They would call me all kind of names, everything other than a child of God. That's what they would do. Why is this? Because the truth is controversial, and the truth is connected to, well, the fear of telling the truth for men, most men, is connected to the vagina of a woman. What do I mean by this? When women hear the truth and they don't want to listen, and they don't like it, and they don't want to accept it, what happens is they will shut down. And because they are programs, think of it like this. Them shutting down is the same as a computer shutting down. You press the button to make a female shut down when you do or act any way outside of the guidelines of the matrix / organic portal realm. 9 times out of 10, you will shut the female down. You know how they say, I was turned off? That's what that means. Their program is turned off from you, from allowing you to enter. The gateway. Is that not the computer terminology that they use? The gateway, you have a bad gateway. And basically that's what it means. If you say something that's out of lines or that's controversial, then you will have a bad gateway when it comes to these females. You know how on your computer screen, you'll get a message that says internal server error, something like that. Well, that's what pops up in the minds of those females about you. They will completely shut you down. And your chances of sleeping with them, it goes from 99 to 0 real quick. Faster than an anvil dropping from a skyscraper. That's how fast you will plunge. Your chances will plunge when it comes to sleeping with these females. You see? And while I say most men will turn against you because they don't want to be associated with any male who is jeopardizing their chances with sleeping with a female. Let me take a break to laugh. They're not going to jeopardize their chances for that. No, man. Now, if you with me, left side of the brain, it's all good. Like I said before, if I met one of these girls or one of these women on this channel, I could say whatever I wanted to say because they already know what I'm about. I didn't ask them to come here. But when you are presenting yourself in their world, you got to play by their rules. And if they have set the rules already for you to fail, unless you sell out, then guess what? You are going to fail. But in my world, any woman that I met, who I meet or anything, in the example, like if this was a normal world, what I'm saying right now, then the females would already be in tune with the program of this channel. If this channel was how the world was, but it's not how the world is. You see? So because of that, because they ruled this world, if you don't act a certain kind of way, which is basically a code, if you don't have the code encoded inside of you to enter into their matrix, they are going to reject you. And a lot of men, like I said, will also reject you because what you're doing is not going to benefit them. This left side of the brain communication, this don't get you the goodies when it comes to women. This don't get you the pussy. This don't get you the popularity. You see? So if I was in that classroom setting and I was saying the very things that I'm saying right now, it would turn the females completely off. Because it'll be all them other men will be in the classroom and they'll be ready to take sides with the first female who says, I don't agree with that. Some dude will step up and say, yeah, man, I'm with her. I agree with her, man. Why are you talking like this? He will do that because he is trying to look like the provider, protector of the female. Even though what I'm saying is true, he will sell out just to get some pussy. Just to be accepted by the females. You see? This is the science behind why these women act the way they do. It has more so to do with a rejection and an acceptance thing more than anything else. Because remember, these souls are coming down the assembly line. And the female, She is the manager. She's the head honcho in the baby factory. She's deciding what man is worthy and what man is not worthy. And every now and then, a soul will break through. Sometimes they may let you get them pregnant. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this realm is a parasitical realm. They need us to survive. They just need you to give them a purpose because they are human prison bars. They need some light to stick their fangs in so they can suck the energy out of us. So every now and then, you might meet a woman who seems like she's on something totally different from this left side of the brain channel, but you will be digging her. Let me tell you what you're digging. You're not digging a person like yourself. You're not digging a united soul female. What you are digging is a woman who is allowing you to have sex with her so she can get you trapped up. So you can get her pregnant. So when the baby is born, she's going to turn back into the devil that she is. And the relationship is going to fall apart. And you'll be like, damn, man, I wish I listened to the left side of the brain. Listen to these women trying to say he was wrong. And because I got weak, I started listening to them. And then I started questioning what left side of the brain was saying. And then I started saying, oh, left side of the brain, he just bitter. That's why he's saying that. He just need a woman. He just need this. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And then when it happens to you, then you'll come to the realization that this whole while you was tuned in to the truth. But because you was listening to what they had to say, you allowed them to get you off of your path. What do we say? Don't trust anybody. Don't put trust or stock in any of these people. It's gambling with your freedom. Do you like to gamble? Then put your trust in these people. Every day can be Las Vegas for you. Just start trusting people. You'll be gambling every day. You might win sometimes. Yeah, this world is like a Las Vegas casino. It's all about gambling. Sometimes you win big and sometimes you lose very, very big. So it's up to you. I don't like to gamble because I don't like to take those type of chances. You see? So the choice is yours, like Black Sheep said. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. I bet you get with this because this is where it's at. Left side of the brain on this channel. So one thing about this channel, when you start playing around with this information, none of y'all can turn these videos off, go to sleep at night with a conscience that wasn't aware of what was going on. Us, we got too much information to stand before God one day and say, God, I didn't know. He gonna say, remember left side of the brain? He told you. I was talking through him. He was just a vessel that I was using. You are without excuse. That's what he will say. So when you think about these women, man, that's their objective in this world. 99.9% of them. 99.9% of these men are females. I've said that before. And somebody left me a comment in the comment section. I think I answered. It was a male jaguar. And he had left me a comment in the comment section. He had asked me about that. I don't remember if I answered him or not. But if you that person hit me up on this video right now and remind me of what video that was, and so I'll know. But they had asked me about, why do you say, left side, that males are females too? Like, what do you mean by that? What I mean is, organic portal males, they are females. See, it's an illusion thing. You'll see certain men with certain women, and you be saying to yourself, what did he do to get that female? You know what he did? He has a penis, but he got the same mind as that woman. They one and the same. See, I'm guilty of this too. I'll be looking at the world through my lens, but I have to snap back into reality and tell myself that I am in a world amongst them. See, take me out of the equation. Take yourself out of the equation and look out your window. You still see cars moving around. You think them people are thinking like what I'm saying right here, right now? You think they thinking that? You think they operating like this? No. What we do sometimes is we project the way we feel and just take for granted that everybody operates like that. And that is not true. That's the furthest thing from the truth. In fact, it's opposite of that. The way you feel is the very opposite of how everybody else feels. That's in your own field of perception. So I use that to say to myself, when I'm out here in this world and I see these couples out here and I see how they get down, and I see a woman will get with this man and have a baby by this man and be in a committed relationship with this man, and you scratch your head and you be wondering, what? Well, damn. Oh, now I see. Because he is a woman just like she is a woman. And it wouldn't even be conducive to the situation of what they are all about for men like us to be having children in mass. We would change the world by our seed, by our DNA. So it's not even meant to be like that. You get what I'm saying? We are a forever minority in this world. And just to touch on that race thing for a second, I don't believe in that race stuff, because even with races, minorities, and all of that type of stuff, the real minority is us. All of that other stuff like race and all of that, that is a part of the other stuff that keeps us away from the secret wars. Now, I can't go into that in this video, but if you've been following the videos, you know what I'm saying. Like, the secret wars is us versus them. People with souls versus the people who don't have souls. Them, we call them trivial humans establishing mayhem versus us, the united souls. So the racism thing and even wars that's taking place in the world, other wars that's taking place, is just a diversion to keep us away from what the real war is. The real war is us versus them. That's the secret wars that I speak about. And it's secret because it makes sense, because if it was just us living on this planet, there would be no wars. But because it's us mixed with them, and they have to create all of this chaos and all of this drama to keep us from being focused on the fact that the secret wars is us versus them, that's why you have all of these other shenanigans taking place in the world, just to divert you from the secret wars that's taking place, which is us versus them. So that's why you have people talking about Donald Trump and getting on every bandwagon of every current event topic that's in the headlines. All that's about is to get you diverted, to get you off of this information right here. That's all it means. That's why we say the secret wars is us versus them. That's why I always say everything outside of this channel, mostly 99% of it, is a bunch of other stuff that's beating around the bush. Well, I don't beat around the bush. I burn the bush down. I let them beat around the bush. We chop the bush down and clear the way. You see, a lot of people, they talk about stuff, but they don't get to the core. They don't get to the core of what it's about. What the core of you is a soul. Am I right or am I wrong? If you strip your taste, your touch, your hearing, your smell, what are you left with? A soul. Your soul is just connected to all of those things. So the core of you is a soul. So how can it not be the core of what everything in this world is about, which is us versus them? The battle is souls versus soulless. That's what it all boils down to. This is the 100% truth, what I'm telling you, people. Take a water break. Once again, got the little blue water, chilling by myself, cooling out. Left side of the brain, hit the subscribe button. Hit the likes button. Back to the information. Now, that's what it's about. And I'm going to tell y'all the truth. When I'm doing these videos, I'm at my highest self. This is my real self. This is my awareness self. That's aware of everything in my 360-degree realm of reality that surrounds me. This is when I'm sitting on my throne like a king, using my highest sense of abilities. This is when I feel the most free during the day. This is what I'm addicted to this, making these videos, providing this platform. This is the only time I really truly have fun. How can that not be the only time when you have fun? When you're dealing with truth, that's the only time I have fun. That's why some of you keep coming back, because this is the only time during the day when you really connecting with something. And that's a good sign. If you don't feel like that, that's a bad sign. But when you come back to these videos, it's feeding you. It's feeding that soul person on the core of who you are. You see? And I like it just as much as you do. And that's what brings us together. That's why it's called the United Souls, because we are coming together on a soul level. And what do we say soul is? Put it in the comment section. I'm not going to even say it. I want to see how many people have been listening to these videos. We come together on a soul level, and what do we say a soul is? I'm going to just leave it there. I'm not going to tell you. Leave it in the comment section. That's a quiz. That's a quiz. This is fall semester. And you have these women out here, man, and they regulating things on the low. You see, women may seem weaker and, you know, we got this idea of women that they quiet and they need men to help them. No. All of that is an illusion. They don't need you. They don't need me. They got them organic portal males who are females to help them. And them organic portal males who are females themselves, they are against us. They are against us males who have a soul. So don't think women need you. You got a soul. They ain't thinking about you. They got a whole army of females in drag. Because most of these men out here who have penises, they are women. When your testosterone is not governed by your logic, You are a female. So these men out here who have testosterone, you can be big as Arnold Schwarzenegger. It don't matter. If your testosterone is not hooked up to your logic on the left side of the brain channel, you are not a man. You no different than a female who takes hormones. So they have their army. They got a whole platoon of Captain Save-A-Holes. They have a whole platoon of organic portal males who think opposite of us. So don't think that just because it's another man in the bank standing in the line that he's a real man like you. I feel like that all the time. I may be in the vicinity of males and females, but I still be seeing the other men like he ain't even a real man. Not based upon him having like height and muscle build. No, I'm talking about the connection of that manliness, that like minds detect mind. Mind detect mind. Alikes. When you glance at somebody, when you give a person a look, you can tell everything about that person. I was telling a female that today. And like always, she started to shut down when I started talking about it. That's how you know women are agents of darkness. Because they shut down to the truth like this. And more men would come out of the closet if women rewarded them. You see, a lot of times men live for women. And they do a lot of things to be rewarded by females. What did we say in that video about that I did? I forget the title, but it was something about relationship rehab. I think that's the title of that video. I'm not gonna go into that video too much in detail, but I'm gonna repeat something from that video briefly because it's relevant to what I'm saying. A lot of times men do things because they want to be rewarded by females. And what I said in that video was, a relationship is like a game of cat and mouse where you end up trying to validate yourself in the eyes of the other person when it shouldn't be that way. And you will never be validated in the eyes of someone else. You see? True validation comes from one, accepting the truth and dealing with it and becoming the truth and just living the truth and absorbing the truth and validating yourself based upon the truth that you have accepted. So you no longer need somebody else to validate you. You expect them to validate you? It's never going to happen. And that can go for a woman as well. You can't, that's for men and women. Like, you can't expect someone else to validate you. You must validate yourself. It's called self-awareness, if you didn't know. And getting back to what I was saying, a lot of times men would come out of the closet if they was rewarded. Just like this world, like the homosexuals, for instance. A few years back, before they desensitized everybody about homosexuality, and when it was more taboo to be considered a homosexual, homosexuals, they stayed in the closet. They was always gay, but they just stayed behind the curtain. More so. Now, it's a lot of men in hiding. It's always more organic portal females than organic portal males. Just let me make that clear. So it's a lot of men in hiding because just like the homosexuals used to be in hiding, now everybody is out of the closet. It's more men in hiding because they don't feel like there is any reward for coming out of the closet. the closet of being this us, united soul, like manifesting this type of information in their life in the open so it can be seen. It's less men doing that because they fear all of the risk that comes with that. You see? And saying that to say, when you have these females giving out the reward, you have a lot of men who say to themselves, I would rather get the pussy and just live this animalistic lifestyle than follow what left side of the brain is saying, because left side of the brain don't know what he talking about, and I ain't about to be labeled crazy and an oddball, and I'm not about to be rejected by females because I want a family. I want to be family guy. I want to raise kids. I want to live sounding just like a woman. I want this big grand wedding, and you sound like a woman, man. You sound like a woman. You know, man. But that's what's taking place out here. And you see, man, the older I get, you can't help but to get wiser, man. Or you can just be getting dumber and dumber and dumber. Like they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So basically, you an old trick, man. You don't know the tricks of these women by now. They call them tricks because they just play tricks on people. They play games on people. You should know by now. So you either going to get wiser in this world, or like that Jim Carrey movie, dumb and dumber. What was it called? Dumb, Dumber, and Dumber. That's what'll happen to you. And one thing about these women, man, they all the same. Like I was thinking the other day, all women brains are linked together. And this kind of a side point, it kind of relates to what I'm saying. All right, you know when women get pregnant, say if a girl is 16 years old, right? And she gets pregnant. If a woman is 30 years old and she gets pregnant, they all the same. Like a woman is at her highest serving, being the subservient one. That's when a woman is at her greatest, because that's the nature of femininity, to serve